like a same old scroll. Thumb on the couch, heart on hold, and the screen lights up with a butcher's grin. Alright kids, let the chaos begin. He's got stats and cheap hacks, side-eye smirk, roasting your bundle, breaking its curse. We ride that run down, snark in his tone, feels like you're hanging with your friend on the phone. Streaming matters every Friday night, cutting through the clutter, aiming at the height. If he says play, raise that glass up quick, take a drink, take a breath, let it hit. Streaming matters, wild little trick. When the deal sounds shady, better protect your neck. Down now. Kodi rumors in the chat run wild. Is it worth the risk? He just smiles. Cord cutting tips like kitchen knives, sharp enough to slice those hidden buys. New toys dropping, he's tearing them down. One by one, stack the kings, crown the clowns. Your screenshot saving half the show. He's 3 steps ahead of what you think you know. Streaming matters every Friday night, cutting through the clutter, aiming at the height. If he says play, raise that glass up quick, take a drink, take a breath, let it hit. Streaming matters, a wild little track. When the deal sounds shady, better protect your neck. Down, down,
What's up, my family? How's everybody doing? It's been a while since we've been on here. Shout out to Beach for another great song, another great intro. I'm not sure, that sounded a bit like Kid Rock. Maybe that's why you are the eagle with the American flag rolling on you right now.
Let me go find some Bud Light to shoot up.
So, hey, great to have you on here, Beach. Yeah. Shout out.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I like I said, we were talking, I've been around. It's just, there's a big hole, and, we've had a lot of shit going on in our personal lives, since Addon's gone. And it's just the mood hasn't been there to do anything.
Yep. 100%. 100%. And when I first started doing this show, it wasn't for money, because, be honest, I mean, honestly, probably YouTube gives me $200 a year, if that. And I always said that if I do the show, it's because I want to do a show, not because I'm trying to get views or to try to make some money or trying to be somebody famous. I did it because I wanted to inform people, share knowledge, that the knowledge that we get, and share it with you guys, so maybe you can share it with others. So when I wasn't feeling it because of Alban being passed away, as well as Winter will not let go, and I just was like, I'm like, I don't matter. So getting the sun, I've been seeing the sun a little bit now, so I'm starting to feel like, all right, spring is going to be here in June, so I think I can keep plugging away. So yeah, we're going to crank up the store. We're going to let's pop this cherry, get back in it, because we know Addon would have not let us be off the air that long.
Hell no.
He wouldn't have let
he would have he'd be, let's take a week off for Christmas. you know,
Yeah.
because everybody's going to be running around, you know, and after that, he would be like, come on, let's get this shit going.
Yeah.
You know, well, what the fuck? Let's go.
Yeah. He'd have been pushing. You haven't had a show in this many weeks. When do you plan on having another one? You know, he wouldn't, because he wasn't going to lead the show, but he would. He was that
Yeah.
kick in the butt that we would have to keep everybody on track. So yeah. So hey, we're back, back on the go, and I don't know who will be on the panel from week to week. We're going to see. I know some of the guys that normally on the show, they have things going on tonight that they weren't able to join us. So, you know, Spider will be on. We'll make it Eddie on here at some, or Roger will pop on. Nook can jump on here anytime she wants. So we'll have some of that going on. But we're going to try to cover some news. I'm not going to go back 3 months worth of news. I'm going to hit some of the popular stuff, the stuff that I kind of feel is more impactful to us in this cord cutting environment. But hey, if you've not watched this show before, what we do, we talk about a lot of tech information about streaming or cord cutting, or those alternatives, so where you don't have to pay the cable company, or maybe you don't pay Netflix, but you're able to get the content. We try to give people information about those kind of product services that might help you to be able to save some money, or for you to help some of your family members, because so often a lot of our family members are very ignorant of tech. And if some of us can stay a little bit more informed, we can be that voice to our family members. So that's what, you know, kind of hoping will happen. I'm going to run through some of the folks over here on the side here, because we used to do the shout outs all the time. Peter, what's up? I haven't talked to Peter in a while. Mulder, Bass, he's over here going to be watching. Diamond Dave, who won one of those super boxes. So I have to, last time I talked to him about that, he says he was happy with it. I know they had some issues about a month ago. Again, I'm not affiliated with them. I just read the articles, and I read that people had to do a factory reset. Something was going on, but people that factory reset seem to be back up and going. So for the folks with super boxes, hey, if you're having issues, you may have to factory reset it to be able to get the store. You'll factory reset, then go back in, download the app store, and then the applications you want. I would say, from reading the Reddit threads, I think there were some resellers of those boxes, and I saw those before Christmas. People were selling them for $100 or something like that on Facebook, and they were like, I was seeing these ads all the time, and it was $100 or $120. I'm like, how the hell are they selling those? So I believe that there was resellers that were undercutting massively from the actual company. And I think that the company doing something that knocked off those people and those particular devices with those MAC addresses. That's what I'm thinking from just, again, reading what I read from it and seeing people's solutions. I think that was probably some resellers, or maybe that's how Superbox shedded off those people that had bought $100 Superbox. So, Joy, what's up? Nice to see you. Hey, 65 grandmother, and I am totally not techie. Well, hey, you know what? We're here to help. What's up, 666? Oh, Redneck. Oh, great to see Redneck back. Paul, what's up? And I just talked about Nook. What's up, my dear? 619. Gavin. Oh, Gail, another great one. I think she won a box too.
Yep, she won one.
She won one. So yeah, hopefully she gets her brother sorted out on that.
Well, she said so.
Looking here, got Johnny, got Deep and Down Recordings. What's up, my man? I wonder, Deep and Down Recordings, were you one that posted on the KISS build? There were some people having some problems or he had a question about the KISS build, and I was confused on what he was kind of saying. But comments on YouTube are so hard to have a conversation with people, because I post today, you post in 2 more days, and I take 2 more days to post back. Anybody that needs help, please join Telegram, because then if I'm online, I can interact, or you could talk in the Streaming Matters room, and sometimes those people can help fix it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people with a lot of knowledge in there that can help you.
A lot. Yeah, 100%. Okay, and yeah, she said neither. Awesome to hear. All right. All right, so that's shout out to all you folks. Thanks for joining back in. Join us on a Friday, and we're going to do our best to cover some topics. So let me see if I can remember how to do this. Let's see if I can share my screen. Oh, all right. That's showing up there, Mr. Beach.
Yep. Yes,
all right. Yeah. All right. So let's go into some Kodi topics. The second hour, in our second hour, Umbrella developer will be on. He won't get home from work until then. So one of the things I wanted to mention. Oh, wait, hold on a second. How about my banners? Okay, I'll just be like, "Where's your damn banners?" All right.
Yeah.
So Umbrella has had an update, a major update. It had a ton of shit that he had added or fixed. And I think there was another update to his update, because there was some things that were a problem, and I think he addressed them earlier this week. I saw another update. So hopefully your umbrellas or your add-on is all running fine there. 2 other add-ons that I'll say that I've noticed some big updates. Chains had a big update. He's added some extra features. I know that now you can use 2 different services. You can use RD and Premiumized or Algebra. You can use multiple services because prior you couldn't, because it's using Shadow as a base. Shadow would limit you to one service or another. You could have them all in there, but you had to turn on which one you wanted to activate them. So supposedly now you can run multiple services to get your premium links. So hopefully that's sorted out. The crew, they have pushed some updates. I'm not 100% sure if they're done pushing updates. I don't think they are done. They added a bunch of some added features, a bunch of bug fixes. I looked at their change log last week, and it was long. It was a lot of things they added and fixed and changed. So if you're using any of those add-ons, you may have noticed some updates. And it always does. I like to see add-ons that are being actively maintained, because sometimes, add-ons, it's cool to make an add-on. It's a pain in the ass to maintain it. So hats off to any of the developers that are willing to give their time and their energy to maintaining an add-on. So so those are some of the major ones. I'm sure I missed some that have dropped, but those were the ones that kind of stuck in my mind this morning when I was thinking of who's done some updates. So got that going on. So one of the topics we did want to bring up, Android gave out more information about the upcoming rules that they're going to have for side-loading applications. And so you may say, what is side-loading? Side-loading is where we do not use the Google Play Store to install stuff. We install via, most of the time, Downloader, or it can be done via USB drive or ADB debugging, a couple different ways. But Downloader is normally the vehicle on how to get APKs installed on your device. I guess Unlinked is another one that people use, one of those installers.
Yeah.
So that's sideloading. Just you're not installing it through the Play Store.
You mean it's not jailbreaking, and we don't have to get a VPN?
Well, hey, you have to
do
get
it
if you
because all the YouTube videos I see, you have to jailbreak them, and first
that's right.
you have to install, IP
I have to
banners.
sign up for a
So
VPN. Yeah, yeah,
exactly. Wow,
and
side
yeah,
loading, you don't have to do that. Who
yeah,
knew?
yeah. Who didn't know that you didn't have to buy a VPN to a side load? But again, we won't even go into all the
Yeah,
the clickbaits that can go into that because it drives me crazy. But so Google has given out some information. Last time they said that at the beginning of the year, remember they said they were not allowing any side loading. And if you were not a verified developer, that none of your stuff was going to be installed. Well, they backed off of that. So what they've come up with, let me see if I can enlarge this a little bit. So what they've come up with is there is a process that you're going to have to do. So first and foremost, you're going to have to turn on developer mode, which we've done. Anybody that's side loaded, you've turned that on prior. I think I read that when this update pushes, it may turn developer mode back off. So we may, again, we're kind of guessing because they've not pushed this update, but it may make you have to turn on developer mode again once this update comes.
Pressing 7 times is so tiring and exhausting.
It is. Yeah, I have to stop halfway
on
through
Android build. I mean, pretty much anything. It's like when you got your first Onn Box, I was telling you, go down to developer options so you can change some of the animation scaling so it's
to make it snappier.
Exactly. So, I mean, a lot of people that have Onn Boxes have done that already. So no big deal there.
So yeah, you'll have to turn on developer mode possibly. And again, sometimes people think that Android is it's only about Android boxes or your Shield or an Onn Box or any of that. The majority of Android is used on phones. So I think Google doing these steps, keep in mind their focus is not the Android box. That's not their main focus. Their main focus is that a lot of people have Android phones. And that's where there's a risk if somebody gets into your Android phone by you installing shady applications, where that could cause a problem. Because if your banking information, if your crypto's on there, if your retirement or your social security, there's a lot of stuff that's on your phone that could get you in trouble. That shit is not on your Android box. Nobody's getting my social security number off of the Shield. It's not, or my banking information. So when we talk about these things, keep in mind Android or Google is thinking about the phones first and foremost. The third-party stuff on Android TV or on Android boxes, that's secondary. I mean, it's a concern, but their first concern is all those phones that people have. So for first step, so you're going to get a thing if you go and try to install an application, it's going to give you a thing that it's going to say, hey, someone is not guiding me through. So let me see, let me make this a little bit larger. Here you go. So it's going to give you this warning about making sure that you're not being walked through trying to install something shady on your phone. So that's going to be step one. Step two, and I think this is after you do the developer mode, then you're going to have to restart your phone. So it's going to make you turn off your device and turn it on. Now, the reason they do this is so that, again, someone's not coaching you through nonstop as some scammers might try to do and just have you roll right through. Install this, install that. So they're, hey, guess what? Your phone's got to shut down, reboot. And if somebody's kind of in on your phone on the back door a little bit, you're breaking that connection. So that's, again, another safety feature they're putting in there to kind of slow people down so that things don't happen quickly. Then they're going to make you wait 24 hours And so it's going to say you have 24 hours, and this is only going to happen one time. And this is going to, when you first do the developer mode and all that stuff, it's going to make you wait 24 hours before you can install anything. And they call this the cool down period. Again, trying to protect the people that are being coached through installing something that maybe they shouldn't. It's giving them that time. Maybe they're going to talk to a family member. Maybe they're going to talk to someone and someone say, whoa, 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 that don't sound right. Don't do that. So you're going to have to wait 24 hours. Again, this will only happen one time. Once you go through that 24 hours, then you can install other sideload other programs without waiting 24 hours. You don't have to wait 24 hours every time. And enable the settings that you're ready to install. It's going to say, do you want to install this temporarily for 7 days, or do you want it forever until I install it? So it's going to give you that option. And again, another box, I understand, accept the risks. This is covering their ass to be able to say, hey, you jumped through all these hoops to install something that you weren't supposed to install. So if something should happen, your bank accounts or whatever happens, that's not on us. You chose that. And I think if a developer is verified, they don't have to go through these steps. So if a developer, which I doubt many of the developers in our community are going to go through showing their license and showing their address and showing all kinds of real data of who they are, they're not going to want to make an application or an add-on that they have to give all that information. I mean, no, not smart. So we're going to find a lot of them won't go through the verification. So you're going to have to do the sideload. So again, a lot of this is to protect the end user. And the other thing is, you know, we're going to be able to install other stores. Because remember, last year, Google lost the that court case to where there can be, you can have other application stores. You can use those in the future. I don't think they've unlocked that yet. But other stores can offer product, whereas before it's only been Google Play. So there's several things in play right now moving forward in this year on Android devices. So let me see. Kind of flip back over here. I was looking to see. Yeah, Paul says, "How will my thumb pressing the button 7 times?" Yeah. But again, we're looking for, these are all protections that they're geared towards phones first. The Android devices that comes along with it, but I think that I also read, remember last year, Android was going to, or Google was going to kind of force phone companies and some of these, if you want to be Google certified, we're going to make companies comply with these same rules, and they would have to be this would have to be installed on the device first and foremost.
Well, yeah, I mean, in all honesty, you think about what everybody does. I don't have the most apps, but you know, I've got DoorDash on there, which is linked to my Google Wallet. You know, same with my Wendy's app and everything. They're all tied into my Google Wallet. I do 90% of my banking, you know, on my phone. So, and I'm put this way, I'm not installing any app that isn't in the Google Play Store on my phone. Mm-hmm. That's just me personally. I know there are people that do it, and that's just, you know, knock yourselves off. But you know, I'll put my tinfoil hat on, and I'm just going to be a little cautious. That's why I have a tablet. You know, if I want to play around with freaking APKs and that are doing stuff that we like to do, I'm doing it on something that if it gets hijacked or whatever, it's in a fake email account. It doesn't have any of my real information or credit cards or anything linked to it.
Yeah, and that's it. It's same way that some people install all kinds of shady shit on their computer. I wouldn't. I mean, to me, my computer's kind of important. You know, I got stuff that's more important on that if somebody got in on that could cause me a lot of problems. So my phone is basically the same thing. It's a little computer and it's got your banking information. And so yeah, what I install on my Shield is not the same things that I install on my phone. My phone, I'm pretty choosy about what goes on there. And even with stuff in the Play Store, there's been times where stuff was found to be, you know, doing shady backdoor things. So not so much stealing your data, but a lot of times it's just using your device as a proxy server. A lot of times. So what's up, Donald? Donald joined us over on the side chat. Nice to see Donald. So again, this is coming out this year. I think probably I haven't seen a date on this. I want to say it was like the fall. September. All right.
In Brazil.
Yeah,
there's no, I don't see anything.
Sometime next year. Global requirements.
A bit earlier in August. Devices a bit earlier in August. So
okay. Yeah, we'll kind of all keep an eye out. Yeah, we'll
now,
definitely find out more.
What I found kind of funny to kind of tie into this, and then what you started talking about, Kodi. I was a popular YouTuber that does stuff out there, and he generally does a really good thing. And then he was talking about Fire Sticks and all the third-party apps that are getting blocked on there. So he pulled up one app that wasn't getting removed, and actually it was Kodi. So he was talking about Kodi, and I just, as soon as I saw that, I immediately go to the comments. Who is this? How do I set it up? Can you tell me? You know, there were those people. Tell me how to set it up. Da 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 da. Then you get the comments of, I tried it years ago. It's so complicated. It's so hard to set up. And I'm like, thank you, thank you. We got rid of all those people. Probably 5 or 6 plus years ago when APKs became more prevalent because Kodi was too complicated to figure out and to get it work. So we lost a lot of people from Kodi, which for me personally was great. It was
fine for me.
I mean, to me, the last 6 plus years, I'm calling it the golden age of Kodi. Because you're not having the drama like we used to. You're not having people hijacking add-ons like they used to because you got to install from here because he changed it. It won't work in any other thing. So it's, that's basically Kodi was the reason people got Fire Sticks to begin with. So he could put whatever on it. And then APKs came out because they're pretty much idiot proof, and it's just
a lot of them.
Download, plug it, play. That's all they care about. But
then you had your.
I'm just happy.
I'm with you on that. And, now you've got like your Syncler or not Syncler, but your Syncler, Streamio, your Weed. Those are really geared towards. To me, they're geared a lot towards box sellers, not just to those folks, but they make, if you're a person that's going to be selling a device, a Fire Stick or something online, you're able to set it up, and log in remotely to put an account on the cloud, and then someone just logs in and everything's set up. So it is easier. To be honest, Kodi really it's more of a hobbyist's program. You need to be, you can get a build, and there are some builds that make it easy, but there is some tinkering around. You have to learn a little bit usually to understand it, which is, again, like you're saying, that's great because you get rid of all these people that want something super easy, that's no work, and it just plays. I ain't got to do nothing. Well,
yeah, they want plug and play. They want plug and play.
So it's like, fine, if that's what you want, well, then go get this APK or that APK. But then we see those APKs getting taken down. So yeah, and stability wise, Kodi's been on fire, like you were saying, for the last 5 years. Stability is so good. I mean, yes, there's up and down, and the free links are pretty much, they're very limited. There are free links out there, but very limited, and you need to be somebody like Donald to be tracking all those free links down. But if you pay for a premiumized Aldebrid, real Debrid, whatever premium service you want to pay for, you're going to find it makes it very easy. So, well, we're going to see where this goes. I don't get too worked up. I know that some people are real quick to create videos about, oh my gosh, the sky's falling on this. You know what?
Everybody
we'll
does.
Adapt.
I mean,
We'll adapt. All right. The other big thing that came out yesterday, flip back over here, is the new Onn Box. The new Onn Box 4K Pro. Some information leaked out about it. Now, it is not available. It is not for sale anywhere. These are just some sketches and some images that what it may have in it. Doesn't even have the total specs on it. It is a sketch of what their device is going to be looking like. To me, it looks a lot like the Google Stream.
Yeah, the streamer.
It reminds me of that. The oval look. It looks like it's going to be white and black. You're going to have a USB on it. It has a USB-C, but that USB-C is a power cord, and I'm assuming what you could do would be a splitter. So even if you had a USB-C, I'm wondering if you'd be able to use the power and a USB-C, drive and connect to it.
I just hope on the new one they make it. There's the only downside with the Onns. You didn't have it with the first generation On, which I have. The second and the Pro are so finicky as far as trying to hook up external storage to them.
Yes.
They are so freaking finicky about getting it to work. So that's one thing I'm hoping that on this new version of the Pro that they have remedied that, so I can just take, a USB and plug it into the back, like on my Shield.
Yep.
And be good to go, not have to buy an adapter to do this, to do that.
Yep. Or certain brands. There would be certain brands would work and certain brands weren't.
Certain brands weren't.
Both USB sticks, but why is one work?
Exactly.
It was a hit and miss.
Yes, extremely hit and miss.
It will offer the Google Assistant, but you're able to turn it off in the back. So it's going to have where it's listening or not listening. So if you don't want this to be a voice activated part of your home automation, you can turn that off. So that's going to be in there. So basically just a sketch of it. They say that it's going to have more, the CPU may be higher, but still we don't know the exact. It's expected to have the Amlogic S905X5M chip in it. But again, we're going to see. These are sometimes guesses. We have seen like the Onn 4K Pro is basically almost unavailable all around the US. It's definitely unavailable in Canada, but they're hard to find. So if you've happened to find the version 1, you might want to grab one, because stores are sold out and they're not getting any more until this new version is ready to be shipped out, and that's not going to happen at this moment. You did see some prices going up on Onn boxes or on devices. Sticks, they all went up like 5 or 10, something like that.
$10. I mean, what was funny was,
yeah, go ahead.
I had because they were out of stock for the longest time, and here locally, my store got them back in stock. So I'm doing my weekly Walmart order. So I went ahead and put one of the pluses in my cart. Logged in the next day, I get a notification from Walmart. Your price has changed. So it had gone up $10 overnight while it was still in my cart. So they just raised. I put it this way: with the price of fuel going up and the price of tariffs and everything, the prices of anything ain't going to be going down anytime soon. It's just going to keep going up.
And hardware. I mean,
yeah,
for the AI and the hard drives and RAM,
and no, it's just. I mean,
now they got a new reason to raise prices. When the gas prices were down, nobody lowered prices when the gas prices were down.
Nope.
But they will raise them when the gas prices go up. We'll have a reason to raise it. Oh, the gas prices are up. That's why. But that's the world we live in. We know who it's taking care of the rich. So this device, I would guess, if I had to guess, I would say probably a fall when we're going to see this. Of course, it'll be in the U.S., then it'll work its way up to Canada. If you're a person in Canada and you've lucked up on getting an Onn Box, I forgot to mention this. About a month ago, I was going through Walmart.com, and I have the Onn Boxes saved as one of my items that I like, a favorited item. So I'm looking through it, and I actually clicked it, and they had them in stock. I'm like, holy shit, they got them in stock. I'm like, well, hey, I'm gonna get 2 of them. Took 3 weeks to get it. Okay, so for whatever reason, it's kept saying delayed. Finally, in 3 weeks, I get it. So I get 2 boxes. I'm like, oh man, I might plug in one. I'm like, let me go through and set this thing up. First thing it says, out of region. This needs to be set up in the U.S. So it was a U.S., even though it was in a box with the labeling of all the Canadian channels are on it. So it's a Canadian box, but it said U.S. region firmware was on it. So I'm like, damn. I said, okay, so I'm gonna take this back. Plug in the second one. It was Canadian, worked just fine. So if you luck up and you find an Onn Box Pro in Canada, plug it in. Just see if you can set it up, because that when I started reading on Reddit threads, that was common in the last month or so, that people were getting U.S. regioned Onn boxes here in Canada. So if you find one, buy it. But if you're in Canada, you might want to just try to see if, because you'll know right off as soon as you put your information, it does the first big update. It's going to tell you if it's U.S. regioned. And you can fix that. You can work through that. But if you're a person, wants to return it and be done with it. Wait till the new one comes out. Let's see. So 666, it's still here. Yeah. Donald also said, I saw this today. PS5 consoles are going up again. Yep, and that goes back to hardware. When RAM and stuff is so short to come by, all those devices use RAM, folks. Every smartphone, every tablet, every laptop, every PC, even TVs use RAM. So you can expect, I don't know. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but I ain't looking for any prices going down in the near future for a number of reasons. So buckle up and, better save your money where you can. Let's see. We got this little topic. Okay. Google TV and I don't have. I was gonna try. I forgot to do it before I came in here. I wanted to check if my Google Streamer, if it had got the new AI, the Gemini new layout for Google TV. But so the new Google TV is going to be pushing, and again, this is your operating system. Not all devices use Google TV, but some devices do. If your device uses Google TV, they're going to give you the features of More Gemini AI features, where you will be able to ask about sports or what's going on. And it had like for the NHL, baseball, basketball, NBA, Major League Soccer. You'll be able to ask, hey, how are the Blue Jays playing, or when are the Blue Jays playing? And it'll be able to interact with you on when the game is, and if the game is in process, it'll be able to tell you right then what's going on. So that's that's a neat little feature that I think that some people may like. But we're going to see. It talks about rollout in the spring. So we'll just see when that rolls out and which devices get it, because this won't go for every device. Your Shield won't necessarily get it until NVIDIA decides to implement this. Let's see. Another topic.
Yeah, speaking of prices going up.
Yet again, Netflix. Oh, and I spelled Netflix wrong. Holy shit. Netflix is yet again going to raise the price. So that's twice within a year, since January. They raised the prices in January, and now they're going to raise them again. So we're looking at $1 to $2, depending on which tier that you're looking to get, that Netflix will now cost you more. This is going into effect immediately. So if you go to their website right now to sign up, you will see the new pricing. If you are somebody that gets billed automatically, you can expect that it's going to automatically increase on your account. So that is coming. So yeah, it's $1 if you're doing the ad-based standard. It's $1 more, so it's going to be $8.99, and $2 is going on the standard, and with the standard ad-free, and the HDR, that 4K version is going to go from $24.99 to $26.99.
Oh well.
So
well.
Glad I don't pay for Netflix, but
never have, never will.
Yeah, I mean we have, and I'll say my wife does. She does have the ad-based one for her anime, for her Korean shows. Some of her Korean shows that Kodi can't find the sub or the dubbed for her Korean shows on some things. But
watch some decent American shows. Damn it!
Yeah, she loves those Korean dramas. She says they're better writing. So a lot of those Korean dramas, those K-dramas, are more better storyline and character development, which you and I've talked about numerous times, that how many movies or shows suck at making me developing a character, to have me care about this character. Not having kids just irritate the hell out of you. So I mean, give you a prime example was like when Paradise started. We were all watching that in big screen once a week for a while. New season started, like the first couple episodes I'm in. Oh my God, this show sucks. What the hell did they do? They fucking ruined it. So now we're into, I think there's like 1 or 2 episodes left. Yeah.
Okay, it's okay. They brought
it's coming back around. It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming back around. I'm like, okay, I'm happy with it now. Yeah. But I was just like, what the hell?
Yeah, sometimes shows it's like, where are you going with this? So, well, we ain't got to worry about the AI. I'll be writing all the scripts before long, anyways. About all that. But this is not a surprise to me though, because Netflix has decided they're going to, in the last year or two, they've decided they're going to get into the sports realm, right? So they've been paying out billions of dollars to the WWE or the UFC or whoever, or I won't say UFC because that went to Paramount, but they're paying for those live sports, and that costs a lot of money. So the price is going to come somewhere. It's going to come from the end user. So we can expect them to continue to keep going up because they're going to continue to keep trying. They tried to buy Warner Brothers. You know, they wanted that Warner Brothers deal. They wanted it. And then, you know, Paramount ended up with the Saudis ended up getting that. So,
I mean, there's one thing I will say, and I'm impressed so far. I really expected Paramount to have some major headaches as far as when it came to UFC.
Yep.
Like the time Netflix tried to do something big and it just freaking crashed.
Oh, when they did
they did like the Jake Paul fight, and there was something else they did where they had all kind of issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really expecting that with Paramount. And I mean, that's one thing is a plus. If I'm sure probably everybody in this group knows it, but if you're like me and you have a Walmart Plus account, you know, Paramount is included in your Walmart Plus account, so I get it for free. You know, so hey, good, nice and easy for me. So
look at Walmart helping you out.
Yeah,
Kyle, we're not going to see prices going down, especially these streaming services. Most of them are, they were buying and spending money like there was no tomorrow. Just spend. And now they're having to pull back on that because, you know, the money's just not pouring in constantly. They're having to actually show what's going on and balance their budgets. And so I can see Netflix is going to continue to go up. I will say that I think Amazon has the worst ads or the most ads. Like, you know, because when it does an ad, it's like a minute or minute and a half of damn ads. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Because Blue will watch Amazon Prime, and now, you know, Amazon Prime, you got to watch ads, you know, and so, and then the Amazon got rid of the 4K, unless you pay for the extra, not just your Prime, but you got to pay for that extra to be able to get 4K. So yeah, it's all crazy.
The only thing I watch on Prime is Thursday Night Football. You know, that's it.
Like holding off. So so let's see the other. Let's see, not that one. This one. This topic. Hold on a second. I wanted to mention this. Now, this is at the very end because we haven't had a show. So what's it? Myrient. This website is closing. If you're a retro gamer, if you're a person that has, you know, Raspberry Pi with games on it, or you're putting games on your Shield, this site's closing in 3 days. It has some of the biggest collections of ROMs anywhere. It's mind-boggling, some of the ROMs this website has. So if you're a person that likes to play retro games, you're going to want to jump on this and take a look at get some of these ROMs if you're wanting them, because they have a ton. And once they're gone, they're going to be online, but they're going to be hard to find because it's not going to be one centralized location. So I want to mention this because this is a website that I've used, and I am using like a maniac the last week, trying to get some of the content that I have discs for or cartridges for that I don't have the digital copy. So now I got to get the digital copy for the game I have on my NES. So you know, so, but I mean, their categories are really good. It's a little confusing when you're poking around, but you should be able to figure out where some of this stuff is. But definitely, if you're a gamer of retro gaming, you're going to want to jump on this and do it quick. Do it with the next couple of days, and it's fast. Their servers are no joke. I mean, doesn't take long. So, that brings us, let's see. Oh, I took that off. I wanted to mention this. Beach and I were talking about this before the show. VRP, which was a pirating application website, or I should say just an application for people with the quests, with your Meta Quest. You're able to get games. You could download it through their installer, SideLoad. You were SideLoading games, and they are closing. They closed. I don't say closing. They've already closed. They got a letter at DMAC from because of the music in Beat Sabers is what was targeted because of the music. So that sad to see that go. I mean, that was a really good application. I know a lot of people used it to test games. If you could decide if you wanted to buy the game, you know, you could download it, test it out, and if you liked it, then you could go buy it. But that is no longer. And there's been rumors. I know I saw somebody said something about some Russian site. I don't even know what that is. No. I don't even know what that is. I just saw a Russian site. So I will say, just be careful if you're a person. I don't think that's a large part of our viewers. I don't think a lot of them use MetaQuest. A handful of us do. You know, just be cautious on people that may be offering you, hey, this is the new fix for, you know, to get all your games.
Because I know two people for sure that use it in our Oculus group that have it, that use it to put games on there. I mean, like you said, I got it to try games, you know, when I first got my headset, you know, and then when I really liked them, I bought them, you know, so I could test them out. So, you know, what the hell, worked out. I had some other ones that are not legitimate, yes, but I don't play them a lot. It's just, there's really just three that I spend most of my time in: Walkabout, Pinball FX, and Big Screen. And Big Screen's free.
And it's and again, with you do want to, especially like with some of these smaller games, you do want to support the people that are creating these games, because it's not some mega corporation. I mean, Meta doesn't make all these games. It's some you know, developer created it, or maybe it's like a smaller company that's created it and put it out there. I don't want to say unlike, but when you think of the movie or TV industry ran by, you know, these gigantic corporations, and so to me, it's not always equal. They're not the same in my own mind. And that, again, that's you know, I can just how I justify shit, but just keep an eye out if you're looking for trying to find a way to sideload games or on your MetaQuest. Just be careful about somebody promising you too much. You know, don't be taken advantage of. Is kind of what I was wanting to kind of say to you.
We're talking about developers. Game.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me pull my tab over here. Boom. So Roger, who, if you guys know Roger, that's on here on the show, his son created a game and has released it on Steam. I will post a link. I'll post it in here. Hold on a second. Let me grab this link. He just released this game this week. It's on sale right now, $2 off. So it's $10 on sale for 8 US, $150 if you're Canadian. So yeah, you can get this. Check it out. If again, supporting somebody that's trying to create something new, you're talking $10. It's not expensive. So check it out. And again, this is Roger. He's been on our show forever and ever. You know, throw a support out there to his son, and you know, maybe you'll love the game. Maybe be like, holy shit, this is a great game. I haven't got it yet. This happened this week. I haven't been at my computer, so I will download that this week or this weekend. Go ahead and pay for that and get it in here. So
I got it. Haven't played it, so I'm not a big gamer. You know, my game is walkabout and pinball. And I mean, honest to God, I haven't played pinball since middle of February. You know, with all the stuff I've had going on. It's just.
Yeah. Well, when your health ain't right, it's hard to enjoy anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, but hopefully you get back at it. It was funny when I went to the States for spring break and saw my dad, and I had him check out. I had my Quest 3 and I had my Quest 2. Brought both of those, and he's 78, but the thing about it, technology does sometimes get to him. Like when I'm showing him the Shield, there's times where that's kind of confusing to him, but he loves games. So he had a PlayStation 2 and all that stuff back in the day. And so I said, hey, you want to check out what VR is? Because you always read about it. You see news articles about it. I said, I've got one. He goes, oh, shit, I want to try that. I'm like, okay. Well, he was a golfer for like my whole life. He golfed 4 or 5 times a week. I mean, he was always out of the golf course. Well, he can't golf anymore. Shoulders messed up, can't golf. Mm-hmm. And I got him playing walkabout with me. And this man, he was taking this shit serious. He was, I mean, he's standing and getting all in position. And he's like, damn it. Because he was hitting it too light. A lot of it, because David. Yeah. About how hard you can hit. And it did learn. And so he kept hitting it too light. And especially like where you got to go up a slope and down. And stuff. But at the end, he's like, I could play something like this. He says, this is fun. I can see where people enjoy it. And I said, to me, it's the social aspect of it. Do I love Pinball FX? Sure, I do. I enjoy it. It's fun. But I don't like that I have to always play by myself. Whereas when we do Walkabout or Nook's on there or Spider's in there, whoever's in there, we're conversing about your everyday shit. Like, hey, what's going on with you? Hey, what's going on with that? Let's talk about the prices of stuff or the gas or, we're having discussions while we play.
So, prime example, last Saturday when you brought your brother-in-law in, we were watching Fighting Big Screen. Oh, this is cool. This is really cool. I like this. Da 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 da. So and
I actually left I left Shannon's Oculus there. I gave it to him, told him to check it out. If he wants it, he can keep it. And I said, if you don't like it, just give it back to me, and I'll sell it on Marketplace for $100, $150. But he was liking it, and him and I did do some golf. My aunt, when I was in Michigan, her and I played 18 holes. And she was really into it. She liked Beat Sabers, but she wasn't real good at it. She liked it, and I was like, her rhythm, and it would say swipe this way, and she would swipe the other way, and then she would know that she swiped it wrong. And but again, it's the social part of it. And I told my dad, I was like, hey, if you need to get one of these, I can help set it up, and then hey, we can just BS on a Saturday afternoon, play 18 holes or 36 holes, and just that conversating, because older folks don't have a lot of people to talk to if you're living away from family.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, cool stuff. Oh, I see Dave Speckley or Dave Spreckley.
Good enough.
Yeah, Dave. I'm just going Dave.
There you go.
Says Kodi build is the brilliant Kiss build. Downloaded it earlier in January. Loving it. Please keep it going. I'm going to keep it going because the reason why I created that was for my dad. I was thinking of my dad when I was creating that, because I want him to be able to use Kodi, but when I've showed him any of my other builds, there's too much going on. And so when I saw that skin, I said, hey, maybe I can do something with this to keep it very simple for him. And so I'm glad, Dave, I'm glad that you like it, but that was my focus, was for someone that's older or don't need all that extra shit going on, to keep it very simple. Yeah, TR build. Yeah. Because I call it keep it super simple. I cleaned it up, Dave. I did. I could have went with that name, but I thought I'm gonna make it sound better. I'm gonna say keep it super simple. But yeah, I'm gonna keep it going there, Dave. My plan is to keep updating it, which it doesn't need a lot of updates because it doesn't have a lot of. I don't install a lot of add-ons that need a lot of maintenance. I don't add a bunch of shortcuts or sub menus that break, because that's where a lot of builders, they have it. It's got all kinds of sub menus, but it's confusing and shit breaks. And then that means you got to fix it. You got to update it. So I will keep it going, buddy. Hopefully can keep enjoying it. If there's things that you like or don't like in it, if you join Telegram, if you send me a message and say, what it is that it's lacking or what it made, I'll take that in consideration and, maybe add that in an updated feature. I'm not going to say I'm like one of these devs that's going to give everybody their wish list, but if it makes sense and it makes it run a little better, or makes sense that, hey, yeah, that makes it easier for people, I definitely be able to put that in there. So we got that. No bells, no whistles, and it doesn't. But the one cool thing is it does have some. It does have some really cool looking backgrounds that I tried to find so that fits that layout. And I wanted it to look like an APK, like Beecher's talking about. Everybody wants these APKs. That's what my thought was. I'm like, let's try to create something that's more like the APK layouts that people get or like. So let me see. It is 6 o'clock. Let me see if Mr. Umbrella. I'll throw it, asking him, see if he's available. So, all right. Look, we hit all of our topics in 1 hour.
Yep. Yeah, we did.
Hit them all. Yeah. Well, Red, most of the things I set up for people, I really try to think of my family members. And family members are, you would think, I don't want to sound like the knowledge I have or the things that I know how to do. And I share my knowledge with my family members about how they can save money and how they have content, and how many of them are like, no, I'm good. I'll keep paying for cable. No, I'll keep paying for all those subscriptions. I mean, and like, what? But, take a horse to water. But yeah, my dad, he's getting it. He's getting it.
I mean, family members. Okay. It's like when the Fire Stick came out, I knew I was going to assume family members. A lot of them are TRs, except for my brother. So I made this big, 6-page thing and I titled it "Idiot-Proof Fire Stick Instructions," basically of how to connect your Fire Stick. I had Kodi in there and explained what every app did that was installed and everything. Sent it to my most tech-wise person. They got it. Get a text. Hey, all I'm getting is like this really nice picture of like these mountains. And I'm like, yeah, that's the screensaver.
For your device.
Yeah, for your device. Hit the center select button and then click on Kodi. So then it was like, I know I'm screwed. So then my sister-in-law was over the other week and is like, oh, your brother just said he's buying a show off of Prime. I'm like, what? He's buying a show off of Prime. I'm like, what's the name of the show? And she told me, and I'm like, it's on my freaking Plex.
Oh,
it's on my freaking Plex already. So I sent him a text. I'm like, just FYI, that show you bought is already on my fucking Plex.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah. And movies and shows are not cheap. Like I was when I was walking it through with my dad, you know, the Shield, it'll offer these movies right there on the home screen. It is like $24, $25 for some of these movies. I'm like, holy shit, you could go to the movies and see it for that.
I mean, even like in Plex or like Fire, or prime example, I get a text from my buddy. It's like Christmas time. Why am I having to pay $14 to watch How the Grinch Stole Christmas on your Fire Stick? And I'm like, what do you mean? I want to say it. And I'm like, you're not in Plex. You just went to search on Amazon and looked up Dr. Seuss. So they're wanting you to rent it. Remember the thing I said, Plex? It's the second icon on your thing next to the one that says TV Plex, YouTube. Okay? Click on Plex, then do Dr. Seuss. Oh, okay, I found it. It's working now. You know, so it's just the story of my life. Oh my God.
I'm with you. I had an issue where there was some stuff that I had to help people fix. I made a video and sent the video because I knew there was gonna be a problem. So I'm like, immediately, I make a video, send it out to everybody. And I was really surprised. Only like 2 people actually had to come to me and say, can you fix this for me? Everybody else could fix it by the video. And I said, and I didn't answer any phone calls. I would just text because I knew if they get you on the phone, then you're on the phone for a while. So I'm like, text, did you watch the video? Oh yeah. Did you follow the video? Put the video on your phone and do the steps on your TV. And because I knew the thing when you have this knowledge and people, I mean, again, we do have knowledge on a lot of this stuff. And you wouldn't go to a mechanic and say, hey, can you come fix my car? I know that you have the knowledge to fix it. Just fix it for free.
Yeah.
Or would you go to the doctor and say, hey, you know what? These are some symptoms I'm having. Can you fix those? Tell me what's all wrong with me. Yeah. And it's for free, right? No.
Yeah.
You know, so to me, I'm very leery of, because I've gotten burned in being on the phone with somebody for an hour and a half or 2 hours, walking them through something. And, oh, that's not working. I clicked it. It's not doing the right thing. Oh, it's clicked and I'm here. And I'm like, oh my God, if I had it in my hand, I'd be done in 2 minutes. But since I got to walk them through some shit because they keep going the wrong places, or the people that click before you tell them to click and they're already up. I said, go to settings. Up. I'm already in this part. No, I didn't tell you to go there. So, I mean, we all deal with some of those family members. And
it's,
you know, it's very aggravating.
I don't know how many times I've said it, but it's one of those things. If I had a time machine, I would go back and I would never tell anybody about IPTV or Kodi, I would have saved hours and hours and hours of my
Fucking
life
days of your life.
and hundreds of dollars of not buying shit and fixing shit. It just, I'd be like, oh, yeah, don't know how to do that. Doesn't work. Good luck.
It's I mean, I love learning. I love sharing my knowledge. The only time I just wish somebody would, like, if you're asking me to help save you money and I'm showing you things and I'm giving you advice, meet me a quarter of the way with, if something that I say, here, read this, or here, follow these instructions, that you read it and follow those instructions. You know,
No.
I'm not giving you shit that's just like, hey, just read this. Well, no, this tells you that. And, you know, people like look at it like, oh, no, it doesn't work. Really? I mean, you know, so yeah, I love it. I love it. It's fun. It's aggravating. But you know, I was at family members' house over the holidays and having to watch TV through some of their subscriptions that have ads, or through Xfinity, which has ads. If you do the DVR functions, it has ads. And I'm like, oh my God, I've not seen this many ads since NFL season, you know, because, you know, that's the only time I watch ads is when it's football season. That's it. So, yeah, good times. Let's see. Point and click. That's all they want. Point and click. Oh, family time is prime time. Oh, Eddie. Hope he's doing well, bud. Family is trying when you're trying to help them. I just pray because I'm not very Gail, you're not patient. See, I have patience.
Amen.
I'm very patient. I'm very patient. I'm very calm. And I'll just roll my eyes and I'll be like, but they can't see it. And Shannon will be like, that's good on you, because she doesn't have that kind of patience. I have but yeah, it takes a special patience, especially on the phone, to walk someone through stuff.
No, all mine are the ones, as you're telling them instructions, they're trying to jump ahead, you know, and clicking on stuff. I'm like, where are you at? Well, I clicked on this. I'm like, just go back and click here. Let me know when you're on this screen. So it can be.
Umbrella is going to be showing up. He's searching for some AirPods. Some AirPods. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, but see, I'm only helping my friends and my family. So if this was, if I was in this as a business, I definitely would do things differently. But like, you know, when it's your family, you're like, you know, this is my cousin, you know, or this is my, you know, my aunt, or, you know, you're more patient about it. But if it was customers, I probably would have less patience, because I'd be like,
yeah,
figure this shit out.
It wasn't the first week that I moved up here that one of my best friends sent me a text in the morning. My TV isn't working.
No, I love that.
Yeah, I'm like, what do you mean your TV isn't
not
working? There's no channels. What do you mean? I click on it. There's nothing there. So literally, I'm like, text me when you get home from work. And somehow, some way, he completely wiped everything out of in TV Mate. It was completely gone. So, you know, as you know, sitting on the phone and reading the URL, username, password.
Yeah. How do you find that? How do I find that? How do I find that?
Yeah.
Slashy mark.
It's one of these best friend in the world. If I wrap my car around a telephone pole, he could fix it and make it look like new. But if I handed him an electronic device or a phone, he's like, what? Oh.
Yeah. Sorry, Umbrella. Welcome. We were just talking about the struggles that we have when we're trying to help some of our tech challenge family members. How that sometimes becomes very difficult.
I understand that. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good.
Doing good. Back at it, getting the show going. Get back at it. I got plans tonight. So
That's great news. Yeah,
the weekend.
I can relate. I understand. I think I drove to my mother lives about 3 or 4, 5 miles from me, something like that. I think I've driven to her house twice this week because she needs to retire and hasn't yet. Doesn't know how to work a headset, and so keep having to go show her how to work the headset. And usually I get there and she's trying to connect it with Bluetooth, and it's not a Bluetooth headset. And so I can relate. Yeah, I've been dealing with it myself. So it's definitely a lot of stuff going on. You just haven't used AI to do it for them now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. I mean, I haven't seen any add-ons that people have used AI to generate. Not that no one's said that they have, but I don't know how well it would do.
Add-ons made by AI. There was one posted on Reddit. I want to say about a month ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the guy was doing lists with it or something. I saw it in the mod queue come across on the add-ons for Reddit for somebody had marked it, tagged it as AI slop. I left it. I didn't pull it. Figure let people decide if they want to use it or not. But I don't think it made it very long before somebody else one of the other mods got around to removing it.
Yeah, I don't know how that well worked. Leon says, "Good day." Look at. I know there was somebody else that had earlier in the day said that the Umbrella add-on is brilliant. It's our main add-on. And I was gonna thought you could come on the show. Yeah, you said you were available. We've got, and I know you had pushed a huge update. About a week or so ago? Maybe 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, about a week and a half ago. Probably pushed one of the biggest updates I've pushed in years, if not ever, out. Solved some bugs in there that have been ongoing for a couple of years now. Added, SimKL, however the hell you pronounce it. Added an MDB list in there as well. Tried to get Trakt's, new limits and stuff in place, but I'm still fighting with that one. I actually had a user threaten to murder me last night over Trakt, so I don't think that's going very well.
Well, but I mean, on my when I've been using it, which I've been using just one because I did have MDB listing on it, and then I had Trakt on it, and I think I had SimKL, but I took those two that MDB listings and the SimKL. I turned those off and was just using Trakt, and I haven't seen any issues on my front. I don't know what other people have seen.
Yeah, there's been a couple bugs I've found. Like there are a couple of authorization errors and bugs that I'm working on. That in certain scenarios, I guess people could run into. Sorry about that. But I never do this and never point the finger. But man, you guys can hate me all you want to, but y'all need to point your finger at Trakt this time. Like I'm doing my best to clean up their fucking mess, and I'm just gonna outright say it. Yeah, and I'm tired of taking heat for it. I've been taking heat for it for days and weeks, really. And look, we'll get it fixed, but don't be mad at me if Trakt's changing the API on a daily basis, or they're making changes, and those changes are requiring us to change the entire way the add-ons work. I mean, we're doing what we can, and I'm seeing it across the board. I mean, it's not just Umbrella. It's Fin Light and Fin Light AM, whatever the hell it's called, and I saw somebody mention POV. I try to keep him out of it because this seemed to be running fine, but I had a user or somebody comment on it, one earlier today saying they were experiencing the same thing in POV. So I don't know what the hell's going on with them. We're trying to,
because they just pushed that version 3. It wasn't Or is that's their app? Excuse me, that's their app.
Yeah, but what people have to understand, and I'm sure anybody technical understands, is like, look, all these apps and everything else, like their app, their website, they all run off of a database. And it's not like the API and the website are using a different database. They're using the same one. So when they start making these changes to the website, those absolutely can affect the API and the way that stuff's being served. And so people are not getting their list back. What I'm seeing is a lot of Cloudflare 401s, which is you basically are getting flagged like your IP address is trying it too much. And from what I can tell, it looks like Trakt's put some very strict limits in place. And those, people who have got 2 or 3 devices or, huge lists that are running in the background, well, now you're, going to mark something as watched at the end of a show. You didn't realize your list was syncing in the background at the same time because it's a huge watch list or whatever. Well, you've hit Trakt 2 times in less than a second, and now they've blacklisted you for 15 minutes or whatever.
Well, they're thinking they think you're just kind of blasting their site. It's
right,
kind of a protection.
And it's really it's their their new limits, and I get it, and we're trying to accommodate for it, but we also use something called threading. Okay, and that's something other people forget about, is that when I go to search for something, I'm not going to sit there. If I got a list of shows and I got to get the information for every single show, I'm not going to go one at a time down the list and check each show. I'm going to fire off a thread for each show so they all come back at the same time, so your list doesn't take 3 hours to go.
Right.
Well, that being said, if you've got 20 items on that list, that's 20 calls to Trakt. Well, you can keep multiplying that. You got your stuff syncing in the background. Now you've hit Trakt, 75 times in the past 4 minutes, or whatever. And so, yeah, it's a lot. So I'll put some stuff in place to limit and queue. I tried to basically put a 1 second queue between each call to make sure that if the last time that I hit Trakt, there's at least a 1 second wait between it.
Yeah.
That's working, but not working with threading, because that doesn't account for if you've got something that's going on in the background and you've got a real nice single piece core PC or some mini PC or something like that running Kodi. You could be running 200 threads and you're not even noticeable because you've got a good machine. Well, now 200 times Trakt's getting hit. So it's a constant fight. And then I'm getting crashes. I'm getting people reporting crashes, and that's because of the exact opposite. You got a low end device that can't handle all the threads. And so I'm having to say, hey, is this a 32-bit ARM or what is this? And limit the number of threads based on that. And so it's been a real struggle with this update, and it's mainly around Trakt and their changes.
Yeah. Well, and I would think that would also play into things with builds with a lot of widgets, because it's loading, it's grabbing all those widgets. And let's say the widget, some people want to go more than 20, but let's just to say it's just 20. If it's 20 items and someone's got 7 widget lists, as you were saying, it's hitting grab. So then it looks like you're basically trying to DDoS the, you're trying to DDoS Trakt.
Well, and think about it, for every widget and every show on that widget, then I might be drilling into every season for that show, and then to every episode to get a count of how many you've watched or you haven't watched. So now we're compounding the calls, and it gets nasty. And with their new limits, it's even nastier. And so I'm working my best to try to develop a system for it. I'm trying to. I think I've got something pretty solid right now. But then again, I'm running into, and I'm just going to call it how I see it, guys. I mean, just running into some stupid stuff where I got people who, I just got a guy right now on my issues who is trying to help me troubleshoot this Trakt, who, at, a day and a half into troubleshooting this and making code changes and trying to get into test versions, he tells me, oh yeah, by the way, I'm on Kodi 22. Well, that makes a fucking difference.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, and so these things are just stacking up. And then I did the dumbest thing I possibly could have done as a developer and introduced 2 new services into it. And so now you got the MDB list and, a SimCool or whatever the hell, and people don't know what's actually wrong. Which one's going right, which one's going wrong. They have no clue. All I know is I've got it set to something and none of my trackers work. And then I took it even a step further and I fixed local tracking, which has been broken for, 5 years. And so now people are like, well, my indicators are showing the shows that I've watched, but only the recent ones. And I'm like, well, yeah, it's because you're using the local database and it's only showing the most for stuff that's been watched since you switched to local. By
Yeah,
the way,
it's not checking in with the cloud.
right. And by the way, that shit don't go to the cloud. So, now you need to go out to Trakt and manually mark whatever you've watched for the past 7 days while you had this one setting screwed up. And so, yeah, I can understand people are mad, and I can get it's a mess. And I tried to help. There was a lot of people complaining about Trakt, so I said, you know what, let's try to put these services in here. We all know I'm not the biggest fan of the other services, with no secret, okay? But they're a real competitor at this point because Trakt trashed their website, and I'm not holding any punches on this one. That version 3 is just awful. It's hard to use.
Trakt, the Trakt version 3. Oh God, it is the app. The app is
everything.
Horrible now.
The website, the app, it's all gone just to shit. And they didn't listen to any other users' feedback. And look, that's not my business. I don't run it, so I can't say too much. Whatever. But because of that, they presented Simcoe with a very good opportunity to really step up and be, a big competitor. Simcoe has, in a lot of ways, done that. They have tried. You guys probably don't know the back end of this, but the Simcoe didn't have a lot of the Scrabble, like stop and resume points or any of that. And that was the conversation with me and their developers that caused that to happen. I'm not taking credit for that by any means. I'm just saying these guys are listening to the feedback and they're trying to change things about their service. Do I agree with it? No. I mean, Simcoe's expensive. It's like $60 a year. You're basically in the same boat as Trakt.
Yeah, same boat.
How these different companies can get us to pay more money than we're paying for a service as a whole to track what we're watching has blown my mind. What the hell? Like you pay more for Trakt than you pay for Reel to Brid.
True.
Really?
That is true.
It's blown my mind. And so, but they've got these people. And I'll be the first to admit, I probably owe Trakt some money because I have abused their free features for years. And I mean, I was a VIP when it was $15. As soon as it went to 30, I dropped it.
Yeah. I stuck with them through the 30. I was like, I value their product. And I'm like, I'm willing to pay because the free version that I had early on, I'm like, hey, you know what? Because there's a lot of add-ons that need it. So I'm like, hey, I'm helping the cause. But then when they went to 60, I'm like, how do you double the price?
Yeah.
And then say we're going to grandfather people in. And within 2 months of saying this is our policy, grandfathered in, you guys are going to hold it, to turn around and say, well, we've decided everybody's going to pay 60. I was like, wait a minute. You just lied. I mean, it was 2 months ago you lied.
Terrible reversal.
Yeah.
And it left a very bad taste in a lot of customers' mouth. And what they don't understand is that I think Trakt has fundamentally misunderstood this, that a lot of their customers paid just to support them. I have seen that over and over and over again. I've heard that over and over again talking to different people about the service that, I didn't really need VIP. I don't even know what extra features I got, but I use Trakt so much I wanted to give them some money to help support them. But now it's just too expensive. And so to hear that, it's like heartbreaking because it's like, okay, you guys had a good service that people really had good faith in and were willing to contribute to.
Yep.
And you've basically shitified it. And that's the only way I can explain it is like, did Trakt get bought by a VC or something? I mean,
I think something's in play here. I think either Trakt has been sold or they're in the process of being sold. And they need to show a profit. They need to show the numbers. You know what I mean? And on their forum, they'll say they say they're not losing money. They said we haven't lost any VIP. Bullshit. People I know. I mean,
well, look, let's use just raw numbers here, okay? These guys, you've seen the post talking about their traffic's down, right? Their site traffic's down. You're a website that makes money based off of advertisements. You got a VIP, and that's extra additional income, but your real money's off of ads, and your site traffic is down. You have lost money. I don't give a shit what you want to say unless you're magically making money from somewhere else. I'm not the biggest finance guy, but I know if you're making money from ads and your site traffic is down, you're not making as much money.
No.
And so I don't know what Trakt's doing. And I hate to see it because they've been such a great company and such a good cornerstone of the Kodi community for so long.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how many add-ons built off of their lists?
Yeah.
The community. I mean, to me, I think that your people that have been with that have those lists, those popular lists, you know, they're paying so that they can have a list more than 100 items. But that number is going down. I mean, I think that they're just, I don't know. I feel like they're in trouble. I feel like
Well,
there's
and they
something
are.
we're going to find out. We're going to find something out there. They're in bigger trouble than they're putting onto, and they're thinking, "Oh, we raised the price, we'll make more money." Well, no, because you're going to lose customers. You
I
can
mean,
make more money off of $100. You can make more money if you charge people $1, but you charge 100 people, than if you try to tell someone, "Pay me $100." I got to try to find one person to pay me. You're not
they're
going to. It's
already
easier to.
in dangerous trouble, and I'll explain to you why. And there's a
Oh,
real reason why Trakt's in a lot. They're in
okay.
very dangerous trouble, and it's because of people like me. When you get to a point where developers are taking their add-ons and they're developing other services and integrating other services to compensate and to replace your service, you are in trouble. That's as simple as like, how far behind me do you think POV is going to be? I mean, and I'm not saying he copies anything I do by any means, but you know, he's looking at what I'm doing, and I look at what he's doing. I'm getting ready to put some new menus out because I like the way his menus work, and I changed the way some of my menus work because I like the way his stuff works. He did a good job on it. I know he's looking at my stuff. I'm looking at his stuff. No hate from either side, and so I can tell you, it won't be long. I don't know if he'll do SimCook. I think he personally like hates those guys or something, but I don't see it being long before the full and you know MDB list option is there. On top of that, you know, you guys don't track some of this other stuff, but I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard of YamTrak. But YamTrak is a self-hosted option that is very similar to Trakt, where you host your own data at your own house on your own page. And the developer of YamTrak has been going back and forth with me on GitHub for months, developing an API for it. And once he gets that API pushed out for YamTrak, I absolutely intend on integrating with YamTrak so that you can have your own self-hosted track where nobody has your data, except for you.
Okay, so is it Fuzzy Grim?
Yep.
All right, hold on. Yeah, because I've seen this posted. I didn't understand.
It's
I wasn't
a self-hosted
sure.
track is what it is. It's if you wanted to host your own track at your own house. You know, if I want to keep track of what I've watched, if I want to know my media library, I want to see what's trending, that kind of thing. It taps into TMDB and some other APIs. And I mean, he's building an API for us where we'll be able to hit his stuff soon, just like we talked to the other ones. And once he does, I mean, that's another service that's going to be added in as a competitor. Trakt has really got that's trouble. I mean, when you're and they've got 3-4 different options available to fully compensate. And I think that's what a lot of people failed to realize about the most recent update of Umbrella. And I'll kind of go over some of this stuff with you guys, okay?
Yeah.
MDB list, fully compatible now without Trakt. You do not have to have a Trakt account. You can have just MDB list. You can watch history. You can mark things as watched. You can mark things as unwatched. You can have your watch list. You can have, you know, stop and resume points. All of the things that we have with Trakt, you can have with the MDB list. They offer it for free. They have a limit of 1,000 API calls a day. I tracked mine on 3 devices with Umbrella, all 3 of them, you know, scrobbling, doing watch history, all of that. The highest I hit was 350 calls on one day. So most people, I think, could stay within the 1,000 unless they're just really active. And that's letting it run in the background, watching 4 or 5 shows and then maybe a movie or something. So I mean, I would consider that pretty active use. So that's a straight shot. MDB list is an honest, you know, feature for feature swap right now for Trakt. So is SimKL. I didn't, you know, me and SimKL went to war a while back because they wanted me to change a bunch of stuff after I released it. I went back and I rewrote everything the way they asked. Now that I did that I'll be honest, if Trakt's API worked the way SimKL's did, we'd be all right. I wouldn't be dealing with this bullshit I'm dealing with right now because Trakt requires you to send every call individually. SimKale will let you send, if I want to know about a show, I can send a badge of 10 shows and it'll respond with all the information for all 10 shows. I don't have to send each show individually. Trakt doesn't allow for any kind of batch calls. If they would, that would solve a bunch of these problems, that we've been having lately with trying to redo it for their new limitations.
Mm-hmm. So this here, I posted, this is on the screen here. So this is SimKale. And the one that I did prior was the MDB lists. And again, like you saying, you can sign up for free. Some of the extra features if you want the VIP type of stuff. And I did, if you have a Trakt account, you actually can export your track list right into MDB. But I got rid of my VIP, so I couldn't export the list. But to be honest, most of those lists were for an add-on 100 years ago.
Well,
so those are a couple options.
You've also got import history on these as well. So MDB list allows, once you logged in and stuff, you can import your Trakt history in. SimKale also allows for importing in your Trakt history. So if I decided, hey, I want to change from using Trakt to using a different service, I can import my watch history, have all my movies I've watched, my shows, episodes, and pick right back up. So that's the big three things that I changed in the add-on in this most recent release, is that those services can work independently of each other or together. So if I want to, I can have it marked in Trakt, I can have it marked in SimKale, and I can have it marked in MDB list all at the same time. If as a user, I want to use all three services, I can do that. If I want it to only go to one, I can set it to do that. I also added the started watching feature into all three services. So when you start watching something, any episode or show or movie, it sends up to Trakt or SimKale or MDB list, whoever you have set up, that hey, I just started watching something, and you get the banner on your website. So if you're one of those that what their example they gave to me was, I want to be able to start a show and I want to know who an actor is in this show. And so if it pops up on my app, then I can click on the banner, see what I'm watching, and get more information. I was like, okay, sounds dumb. It sounds like you're not watching what you're actually supposed to be watching on the TV.
No, but people know.
But I'll add it.
When we're watching a show, my wife will do this. She'll be like, now that actor in who's that in? So which one of the services does that? You said
all three now do that.
Okay.
So anytime you start something, if you have that in umbrella set as one as a indicator to use or as a watch history to use, then boom, you're going to see that banner pop up saying, hey, you just started watching this. And SimKale will do it on their dashboard, Trakt does it on their dashboard, and MDB list does it under activity. And so it'll pop right up. You'll say, you're currently watching this. And so that's a pretty cool little feature. Yeah. So the way that works is, Scrabble is I've stopped, but I haven't finished it. Okay. I stopped halfway through this show. I want to watch the rest later. If that happens, that automatically sends a stop to that banner as well. So that if I'm looking at it on my phone, it's not saying I'm watching a show I'm not watching anymore after I've stopped it. So that's how I've been trying to explain to people so they can, make sense, is that Scrabble is your stop point. It's not, I've watched it, it's where you stop. Okay. Yeah. Once you get over 80% of the show watched, I'm going to mark it as watched. That also is going to remove that banner. So if you're looking at it on the website or whatever, if you complete an episode or you stop an episode, that banner of this is what you're currently watching should disappear. Now, I say should because there's some scenarios where metadata doesn't match or some shit like that. And you're going to have problems. Good luck with One Piece. I don't know what to tell you. Like
their naming processes were weird, and it's shows with the same name.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and try to go into the anime, but oh my god, there's a reason there's a whole add-on just for anime. It's the naming conventions on that and scraping it are insane, and I don't want to do it. I don't even want to. But that being set aside, SimKale focuses a lot on anime, so. They do, I did add their different anime lists and stuff in. So if you're one of those anime people and you're using SimKale, you can use your anime features with it. That's fine. Yeah. I also added the TMDB version 4 watch list. And most people are like, what did you just say? That's a lot of letters. But just know you can go to TMDB and create a watch list, and you can access that as well. You'll have to get some keys from TMDB and put them in on the add-on, but it's unlimited and could easily be used to replace any list you have on Trakt. Hint, hint. You could.
Yeah.
TMDB is basically the place to replace any type of list on Trakt with no limits for free.
Mm.
Yeah. So, and you can share those and everything else and like lists, just like, Trakt, and those all pull in, into the add-on, so you can add lists that you've liked and all that and everything. So if I want to, get my TMDB list, I've got my watch list plus any list that I've created or any list that I've liked and I wanted to, be able to get back to. So that's all added in the most recent update. Okay.
Wow.
Now, all I'm hearing about is Trakt. So seems like most of that went pretty well. Yeah. Also, some crazy little bugs that people probably have never noticed. Also, I think I talked to you about this on the side. I don't know if anybody's caught this yet, but I took the force autoplay out and allow you to now source select with continuous playback. And
yes, I did see that.
I had people ask me for that for years, and I thought it was the dumbest feature in the world and refused. And I will be the first to say I have told probably 10 people I will never do that. It's never going to happen. Don't request that. My daughter asked for it, and so it's in there now. And
yeah, if your kid asks for it, it gets done.
That's it, man. That's the only thing I can tell people. You're lucky my kid asked for it. I don't know. I still think it's a stupid feature. Why you want to continuously play back and still source select, I don't get it. But her example she gave me, when she's a really smart kid, so I don't argue, is that she watches The Office a lot. And I guess the scraping for The Office is just jacked up really bad. And so she needs to be able to source
select. There's the UK
select.
version, the US version.
Yeah, and so she needs to be able to source
episode
select when she's doing continuous playback, because she knows certain sources are going to be the ones she's looking for. And so I get it, that's fine, so I made it happen for her. And to be honest with you, makes sense. It's pretty cool. Now that's in there. So that's something a lot of people ask for. I'm glad that we can make it happen for them. And, I understand why you need it now. Sorry if I was a dick to you about it in the past.
But I mean, again, when people, again, I appreciate the work that you do or anybody else that gives of their free time to create stuff for other people for nothing. To me, it's a gift. It's a gift you're giving people. And to me, when people get greedy or get to be a dick about things, it's like, wait a minute, he's doing it for free or she's doing it for free. Why are you complaining?
Yeah, but a lot of people say thank you too, and I'll say that. Like, it's shown a lot of appreciation. You have to remember both sides of it. There's two sides to every coin.
Yeah.
And so, I get a lot of people say, hey, can I buy you a beer? Can I buy you a coffee? That kind of thing. So that's cool too. And I get it. I do it because of, one, the fuck you to the, media companies that want to charge us arm and a leg for everything. And two, because, it's the right thing to do to share. If you got the ability to do the stuff and you know what you're doing and you can do it, and I can do it, and I know it's right, and it's not malicious, and I'm not trying to steal anybody's data, and I'm not trying to screw anybody over, and I don't want any money for it. And so why not? But I will tell you this: I had, heard me mention a little bit. I had recently had somebody tell me on Reddit that they'll find where I live and come and murder me. Don't make that statement to me. Like, anybody listening, anybody hearing that, I will Swiss cheese your ass, and like, for real. That person was permanently banned from the add-ons for Kodi. They will not be back. Like, that is unacceptable. It's not even like a slight, even okay or hee ha ha joking at all. And that's how you lose good developers. Why would anybody sit around for free and take threats and things like that and still continue to work on this stuff? Nobody would do that. Yeah. So it's crazy to me. So that's a real thing that really happened to me recently, and it's really been okay over Trakt. But it's I'm trying to just let it roll and realize there's also a lot of mentally ill people out there. Like, there's we deal with some crazy people, but I will tell you the other thing that was added that's super cool that a lot of people really haven't caught on to is the service for downloading subtitles. There's the continuous playback option in the add-on, and you can actually set if you want seconds or if you want to use subtitles or whatever. But there was a bug in the code where if you had set to download subtitles for the continuous playback, it was working, but only about 70% of the time. If you also were using that to download the actual subtitles for your, to auto download your subtitles, it was basically conflicting. So you would get your subtitles for your show, but you wouldn't get your subtitles for your end time. Now that has all been fixed. And so it's a situation of if the subtitles are only downloaded once, you should have less hits to open subtitles using your key. And if you're using it, it should work for both downloading the subtitles automatically and for automatically showing you the continuous playback window at the point in time of the last subtitle. So that worked, but not that great. It's been improved quite a bit. So that's a pretty significant change. There was also a rare bug. It wasn't really rare. It's just hard to. You had a certain behavior triggered it, and that was if you watch something in Umbrella and you had the continuous playback turned on, and you let the the window pop up, and then you stopped it, and then you went to go play a different show. A lot of the time it would automatically still play that previous episode from that show you had already scraped. It was kind of a weird phenomenon.
It was like queued already.
Exactly. It was like, so you would go like you were scraping for a new show, whatever you had switched to, but it would just automatically play. So say I was watching Family Guy and I, decided to switch over to watching, Dexter or something else. Yeah. Whatever episode was queued up for Family Guy, when I scraped for Dexter, that would be the episode that would just auto play. And that's been a bug since it was Venom. And I finally found the reason for that bug and fixed that in the last update as well. So that shouldn't happen anymore either. So there's a lot of multi-year bugs that were fixed in this update. Things that just have been going on for years that weren't able to be fixed, and finally was able to take and sit down and, for personal reasons, had some actual time to sit down and look at the code and mess with more and really resolve a lot of this stuff. So this update's pretty big. Just like I said, hopefully everybody enjoys. I'm going to get the Trakt stuff worked out a little better. And once I do, then hopefully people will calm down a little bit. But I have another concept that I would like to introduce into the add-on next, but I've got to get this Trakt stuff settled first.
Yeah.
But
fix bug before you fix the Trakt bug before you try to add more mix in there that kind of clutters everything up.
One of the things I've always heard about Umbrella is that there's too many settings. It's too hard, to figure out all the different stuff. And I agree. There's a lot of settings in there, a lot of ways to configure it. So I hear you, and I definitely can take feedback. So I've been looking at that for a long time, thinking how can I reduce some of these settings without reducing people's ability to have options.
Yeah.
And so we're going to do some interface changes to it a lot like Fin and Fin Lite used to do, where when you have a menu that's built, say you log into the add-on, you open it up, you got your list of your first menu of list of items.
Yep.
You'll be able to add an item, remove an item, add your own shortcut, or reorder those items on each page. And so I don't know.
Wait, hold on. In each of the menus you're talking about, you're able to move it, or in the settings that you're able to move? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's going to reduce having to need all those settings that I have now for show this list or don't show this list. You're just going to be able to basically select that list and say, I don't want to see this. And if you have a list in there that you don't see, you can go, context menu and add list and add it from the list of available lists. I'm also going to allow you to reorder those so that if you every time you get on yours, you go straight into discover movies and you want that to be your very first option, then it can be the very first option. So
I'm again with that idea. So you're able to change the menus. So Am I getting that right? You could customize and make one menu, your movies and TV, the things that you only care about. Could that all be just in one? When they enter the add-on, it would have, let's say, trending TV shows, trending movies, those things that they care about. It could all be in just one menu if that's what they choose to do. Is that what I'm hearing?
That is what you're hearing. Yes.
Oh,
that would be kind of difficult to do because you would have to do that as custom shortcuts to each one because
Yes,
you're going to try to keep it kind of category related. So, you know, you got your main menu options.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to keep you where you can add and remove things there, but every menu is still going to have the ability to add a custom shortcut. And at that point, yeah, you can add whatever you want because it's a custom shortcut. And so, yes, that's and just like Finn does, like I said, or Finn Light, you know, that, you know, you're able to reorder the menu or change the menu around as you need. And so that's what I plan on doing. And that's going to help me to reduce a lot of the settings that I have in Umbrella, where you're not going to really have to go through 3 pages of, do I want to show this list, or do I want to show this list, or do I want to show this list? You just go down the list and decide, I want this one, I want anime, I want movies, I want my movies, you know, and be done with it. And if you want it to be at the top or the bottom or whatever, go through and do it. And it's going to retain that. I'm going to build the concept that I have going right now in my development build for it that I'm working on is I have them stored in local databases. So even if you delete the add-on and, you know, re-download it, as long as you don't delete the stored add-on data, your menus would still be the same. Because it's going to be restoring from local SQL databases in the user data folder.
Yeah, but if a build, now some builds though remove that. Depends on the wizard. Some wizards will remove some user data, like clear it out. But it depends on the wizard. Some wizards hold on to them.
Yeah, if it's clear in database .db files from the add-on, you know, user data add-on folder, then me and that wizard developer need to have a conversation as well, because you could be blowing out. They could be the problem with Trakt if that's the case. Because definitely hope nobody's deleting our .db files, which is like our local SQLite database files that we store things in. So usually those are pretty safe. So that's what I plan on.
Well,
that's what I've been doing. But I'm so glad you mentioned that. That's a good point. So we talked about the skins as well, like the icons and the icon packs. I just recently, I don't use icon packs, but I do have a lot of users that do. They'll use like this. There's one on there called Smallbrella, and apparently I just took all the icons and made them all, 30% smaller than what they are in the original pack. And I guess that looks a lot better for them on different themes. So like if they're using Arctic Fuse 3 or whatever, they can better see the icons because they're smaller. So they always download that. And I have 2 or 3 testers that have complained that, hey man, every time you update, those icons get deleted, and I got to re-download them, and I got to reload my icons. And so we moved all that stuff over to the user data folder now, to where all the artwork for custom packs and that kind of stuff is stored there, so that if you update or anything like that, it's not overwritten and that setting is kept and it's there still. So there's quite a bit added in this one.
Yeah. Hold on. I got, so Eric is asking, so importing track lists is not allowed on the free plan. For me, when I did this, I could not, since I have a free Trakt account, I could not import it. Now the MDMB list that was free, but that's what I was saying earlier. You can't export your track list into MDMB with a free Trakt account. Now, if your track lists are so important, you could go in and pay for the month if you want to pay the $8 or $7, whatever it is for the month, to do it. Because actually, I thought about it, but then I thought those lists really don't matter to me. Those lists really don't. So it's like, do I need those? I mean, I want my history. Yes.
Well, I mean, that's why you have people. That's why you have me on. Okay, so this sounds like so you guys need an import. There needs to be some type of import done to be able to transfer from Trakt to another list. So, because I mean, if you're a free user, I can pull your list, right?
Yes, you could. Yeah.
So what's to stop me from pulling that list and sending it to MDB list or TMDB list for you?
I guess nothing, because I tried. Is when you were doing the test version of this, and I was like, all right, let me try with MDMB. I'm like, oh, import my list, and it's like, oh, it needs to be a CSV file, or it had to be a certain file for MDB to see it, or to import it. They needed that CSV file, and the only way you could get a CSV file from Trakt was that you had to have a VIP. I'm like, well, fuck that. It don't matter to me that much. Hey, as long as my history and continue watching, those were those are, to me, the only thing that really matters for me.
Even if I was to take pull your list in and send it and say, okay, yeah, I want to create a list with the MDB list. I think MDB list requires you to be paid to create a list like that from the add-on. Like, I can view your list in the add-on, but add or remove from the add-on, I think you have to be a paid user, if I'm correct. I could be wrong on that, though.
I'm trying to remember, because I'm not logged in on this one, but when I was logged in,
that one, so mine allows me to do stuff.
It said, the only thing it said for me was MDB says it needed to be a CSV file or CVS file, one of those two, and it had to be a certain extent.
Let me know if y'all figure out you need something like that. Open issue, let me know. I'm open for it. Okay. I don't mind at all doing stuff like that. If you need me to bring in a track list and make a button in the settings to export track list to MDB list or whatever, just let me know. That's okay. If we can help. I'm not trying to be a jerk and help people transition away from Trakt, but I'm also not going to make it hard on people to get away from Trakt. I'm not going to say there's no reason that I, as a developer, should say you guys are stuck with Trakt.
Right. There's too many other options.
There's no prerogative or no reason for me to do that. Nobody's stuck with it. Now, people have always thought for years, even when it was Venom, that I guess that, the Venom developer was getting some kind of endorsement or money from Trakt or something. That's why he integrated with Trakt. And I was like, no, he just really liked Trakt. And they for years were really good. And you may have seen me comment here and there. Trakt's been good to us for years. All of a sudden, it's gone really downhill. I hated to see it. I don't know why it's going on. I hate it. TMDB is like our holy grail. These people that are out here talking shit about TMDB and the metadata and this and that, I don't care. These people are providing millions of requests for API, for metadata, to all kinds of add-ons every single day for free. TMDB
your thumb images, your metadata, all that stuff comes. When we were doing an add-on, that's where a lot of we would pull the thumb image from TMDB.
Everybody's pulling everything from TMDB. If I need to know how many shows are in, how many episodes are in a season, how many seasons are in a show, what the names of those those episodes are, every bit of your metadata, it's all coming from TMDB. Now, I've looked into substituting Trakt for that, because people have said in the past, well, Trakt has better metadata for certain shows. A good example of that is Siren. On Siren, people would say, well, this show works for me and it scrapes better, but it doesn't on yours, because on yours it's showing this season and this episode, but on Siren it's showing this season and this episode, and this is correct. Well, the difference was, we all know it's the metadata. Most every other add-on, it depended on TMDB, but the guy that wrote Siren actually used Trakt for all the metadata, and so that's why it works that way. And I looked into that, and I was actually going to give you an option in the add-on. That was one of the next things I was looking at, was giving you, same as you have an online services drop down, I was going to give you a metadata services drop down, or who do you want to get your metadata from, Trakt or TMDB. Mm-hmm. But then all these limits and stuff hit, and I can't increase the number of things I'm depending on Trakt for if it's getting worse. That's not okay. And so that's something that's when the dynamic menu stuff came into play. It was, well, I can't change the metadata stuff, and I want to keep working on stuff because I love it. So what can I do? And that's when I decided talking to the testers that, let's see if we can change these menus around and reduce these settings. So once we get the Trakt stuff worked out, I think that'll be the next big thing you guys see on the umbrella side.
All right. Well, and I saw Eric posted that he does have VIP. Again, I when I tried this was, well, it was pre-spring break, so my memory's only a few seconds long, so I'd have to go back and check this, and I will check this again maybe at the end of the weekend or the beginning of the week. I will try to import my lists or export my track lists and try to pull them into MDB to see.
And see,
just to
and
get a
these are
feel.
just, are these just lists you've created over time?
Yeah. They were lists that we had when we had Bob Reloaded add-on. Those
Okay.
were just some because I did reality TV, so I had all these different reality TVs. And again, I don't ever use them, to be honest. Those lists I haven't added to them in years because the add-on's dead. But that was where I was just experimenting. Hey, can it import my lists? Can it grab those? And I was just having a little bit of problems.
I'm looking at, kind of just general settings for MDB list right now, and I do see like watch list, your ratings, and your library. It looks like it does allow for an automatic sync, and it'll sync watch list and sync episodes. But I don't know about any kind of list. I think I'm pretty sure there's an import option here. Yes, there is an import option, but as you said, I'm pretty sure looking for a CSV or something like that.
Yeah. I'm almost positive that it was a CSV file. Then it said. Then I looked. I'm like, how do I get that from Trakt? Trakt says, "Oh, you got to pay for that."
There's a checkbox on the import list box here. It says Trakt TV list. Now, what that does, I couldn't tell you there. What that makes a difference, I don't know. And I'm not VIP on Trakt, so I couldn't tell you that side of it at all either.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm doing my best to try to get people, the means they need to get away from it. But I'm going to be honest with you, for Scrabble, watch history, all that kind of stuff, MDB list is probably where I would go.
Okay.
If I had list, like, big, long list, I would use TMDB's, version 4 stuff for that. So just like a combo,
Okay.
Do your list and stuff on TMDB, do all your watch history, your Scrabbles, all that stuff on MDB. And that, to me, most users are going to be fine that way. And for right now, I mean, you can use Trakt, for the most part. Now, how much longer it's going to be free and what all features they're going to keep removing, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. They don't seem to be listening to any feedback, guys. I don't know what to tell anybody out there.
You go to the Reddit. Go to any Reddit threads that have Trakt, and it's not a pretty picture. It is, and it's not just your normal complainers. You know what I mean? There's people that jump on Reddit just to be a pain in the ass, and they're completely ignorant of what they're talking about. They just bitch. If you go through some of the posts and the threads, it's people that have had the service for many years and use the service, understand it, and then they're like, I can't use it for these. It's broken on this. I mean, and Trakt is like, it's great because what was it I was reading on one of the threads that so Justin has been MIA, right? And then there's a new guy that's the new face of Trakt. I can't remember his name now. I want to say Jason, but it wasn't that. Maybe it's Kevin. I think it's Kevin. He's supposed to be the new face of Trakt, but he has an app that isn't even he does. It's like for Apple, but it's like Trakt, but it's for Apple. And it's like he doesn't even really use it because he'll talk about people complain, and he was like, "Well, I don't even know. I don't use Trakt like that."
And the best indication for you. Yeah, right. I mean, I like the best indication for you is that they are banning people on both their forum and on, the Reddit, Trakt forum for complaining. Yeah. Just straight banning them. Now, you will see me ban people and give people, anybody being hateful or rude or mean or something on add-ons for Kodi, you're going to see me, you're going to see me go back and forth with them. You're going to see me ban them. I'm sorry. It's not a power rush or anything like that. It's we're not going to tolerate the hateful behavior and the negative, and that it's not tolerated at all. And if that's how you want to act, you can go do it somewhere else. That's fine. But they're banning people for outright saying, hey, I don't like the way this changed, or, I'm trying to use this list and it's not working the way it was. And they're banning them. And it's like, that's concerning to see. And I'm with you where you've got people who are at the top saying I don't even use the app. Well, I'm getting complaints about Umbrella not working right with Trakt. But let's be real, the Trakt add-on for Kodi doesn't work right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing it left and right now. People using the Trakt branded add-on for Kodi are having problems. So you're telling me my code and my add-on's the issue, but their official app doesn't work?
Mm-hmm.
Something doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Something's rotten in Denmark.
I just, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not out here trying to raise a flag or start a war. Please fix your stuff. We need you. If they're paying attention at all, but it doesn't seem like they are. And you want me to start a war with somebody? I can give you some different companies to argue with. Trakt's not one of them. I really wish they'd get their stuff fixed. I really wish that they would also do something to make right the wrongs. And I think that's very important. I think that's something Trakt really needs to do. Is they have a lot of long-time customers, like you said, that feel very wronged at this point, and something needs to be done for those customers, whether it's an extension in time or some kind of extra feature or something that needs to be corrected, because you don't take the people who help build your whole platform and spit on them. I mean, it's not a good way to do business, and they won't be in business long if they do it.
Yeah, that's why it got me feeling. I got a bad feeling. I got nervous. What's up, Andrew? What's up, my man? How are you?
I'm good. I've probably got literally nothing to add to any of this conversation, but I just thought I'd join anyway.
So, see, Andrew, he's an old Kodi guy. Like, as old as I am in Kodi.
Yeah, I will get lost in any of it now, but I do see that Trakt is still the problem.
Yeah,
feels like that's forever been a problem.
And again, I think there's something going on. I don't know what it is. That's why I said I have a bad feeling. I think something's going to pop. So I think there's something financially, why are they making these bad decisions? And I just feel like it's ongoing. It's not just one bad decision. It's one after another, and compounding it, and like, make a bad decision. Well, let's double down on it. No, if you make a bad decision, be grown up enough to say, maybe we need to approach this in a different way, or maybe that wasn't a good upgrade, or, but no, it's like they can't do no wrong. It's like they won't admit to anything. Oh, everything's great. Well, no, it's not. you can't tell me it's great.
Is it like a new ownership or something, or is it just bad decision making?
Well, they don't say. I mean, there's no official name of anybody taking over, but now you see Kevin is the new talking piece on all the Reddit stuff. Now, maybe they promoted him to that, but the guy that Justin is the one that was running, or was the mouthpiece. Am I right, Umbrella? That was what I remember.
Justin, as far as I understand, is like the main guy. I mean,
he was, but
pretty much started the company and pretty much did all the talking and everything.
Yeah. So now I don't see him posting. All I see is this Kevin guy. I mean, Kevin seems like, I don't know, just seems.
You don't ever see Justin these days on GitHub on certain issues and stuff. You might see him pull certain things, but it's very rare. And like I said, it's a strange situation. You kind of wonder what's going on there.
Don't know.
Because they seem to really be ignoring the feedback they're getting too. And I don't know. Like I said, you've seen me come on, say a couple times, okay, yeah, I was wrong on this. I'm going to put it back in, or I'm going to change it.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to listen to what people are saying,
Well, especially people are using it every day. I mean,
yeah.
Kodi is on my devices 90% of the day, or 90% of the time. I mean, only time I turn on any kind of live TV is if I want to watch a live sporting event. Any other time is I want Kodi, because it tracks everything I watched. Next episode is going to tell me what the next episode is. All those things that makes it seamless to me. And, so when I start seeing issues, I'm like, what are other people seeing?
Yeah, and that's before I ever developed for Kodi, I used estuary, just the most
Yeah.
basic skin. I had nothing on there at all. I used Venom, whatever Exodus, whatever it was back then, and they were lucky to get me to pay for reel to brid. Eventually, I was one of the ones using free links for years. Eventually, I got reel to brid and was like, oh my god, this is how it should be. But I literally have not had cable in 15 years, and it's been 100% because of Kodi.
Yeah. It does well. I mean, so yeah, I've it's interesting how we've kind of things have changed, but I say what Beach was talking about earlier, how much over the last 5 years, how many issues we don't have. I mean, for the most part, add-ons are consistent. You got Gajal updating, resolve URL all the time. It's so everything seems to, the scraper packages that we have a couple different options on that. Everything seems to be click, click, click going well. So I do like that with some of the stuff you talked about with the IMDb list or TVDB. And so maybe I'll have to check into some of those, because I was messing with those when I was testing the umbrella before it went full. But then I stopped testing it, and so I probably need to go back and revisit since you've went. Because I've just left Trakt in there. I don't have Kodi's Trakt in there, just Trakt. And I haven't had any issues.
It's fully supports the watch list and user list now for TMDB, so you can add, remove, all that kind of stuff. So it's all, like I said, TMDB is all free, which is what the magic number for everybody, I believe.
We hear all the time. What can I get it for free? What do I get for free? Nothing. Yeah, because. Well, let me jump. I'm going to wrap this up because it's 7 o'clock or after 7, and I've got some place to be. I want to thank Umbrella. Thank you for jumping on here, bud. And your continued work.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me. If you guys run into some issues or whatever, open them up. Once again, the issues are open on GitHub. So if you find something, let me know. I'll try to get it fixed. But appreciate you having me, and y'all have a good one.
All right, Andrew. Sorry we were cutting out after you just got on the show.
Sorry, daughter popped in.
Yeah, well, it's great to see you, buddy.
Doing the dad duties.
Yeah, those are more important than this show. I'm just going to say, put it on the record. Dad duties on top of Streaming Matters duties.
You get a check mark for attendance.
Yeah.
That's what I was here for.
Remember, Aubin used to do that. He kept a roll. Who showed up on player pack.
Yeah,
because he like, I've got the attendance. I know who came.
And he did tell me one day that he wanted Beach to take it over.
No. Those words never uttered came out of his mouth. I came here to babysit. Because as you saw in the room, as everybody's like, oh, I got to go this, I got to go here. I'm like, oh, fuck it. I'll come babysit, keep him company.
Yeah, keep me company. It's great. Great to have. Beach, thanks for coming on again. You're always having my back. And thanks for the great intro song. I like that today. So great to have that.
Oh, yeah. It's just, it's weird being back. In a way.
Agreed. So let's keep going on, because that's what our boy would want. He would want it.
Yes.
So,
he'll actually be angry that we've just come back now.
Yeah. That's what we were saying earlier. Like, what the hell are you waiting on?
Yeah, well, we were talking before the show started, and Todd's making all the little banners and everything. It gets bold. Freaking Addon would do that days before the show. How we would list the topics and everything we talk about. He'd put them in order, and then Todd would just start reading them out, and he goes, no, that's not the right order.
Kept me on. He kept me. He tried to keep me straight. Now it didn't do it. It didn't always work.
No.
But he tried.
No.
He tried. Hey, Andrew knows how hard that is sometimes.
Yeah.
But let's see. James, telling you need to learn it. There's not a lot of tutorials because YouTube made us remove all that shit. So any tutorials I had in the past, I had to remove them. So
there's plenty on Google.
Yeah. I mean, other than Troy Point's 1,000 ads to try to read whatever he's got, I mean, I like that he has blogs on it, but good God, can you have any more junk thrown in there and telling people to get a VPN? So I wanted to just give a thanks to the people that came and jumped on the show to watch us. And again, I really, really appreciate it. It really means a lot to us that you guys tune in for this stupid ass show talking about shit that hardly anybody knows what the hell we're talking about. But definitely good to see people back and so welcoming and missing us. And yeah, protect your neck.
Protect your neck.
Protect your neck. He's always telling us that. You better protect your neck. So thanks for everyone joining the show. If you've got anything that you'd like for us to talk about on the show, post it in Telegram, and I'll do my best to bring it up on here. And if you'd like to be on the show, this show is open for any of you folks that want to join and talk nerd shit. You are 100% welcome to join. So we'll see you guys. Streaming matters to us because streaming matters to you. We'll see you on the next.
Curtains falling on the screen. Hope you laughed and learned a bit. Have some fun and skip routine. Time to close this crazy shit. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. But it's time to say goodbye. Through the streams and download set. But now it's time for us to fly. Information, picked up tips and tricks to enjoy. But now we leave this online station. It's time to pack up every toy. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. But it's time for us to fly. Through the streams and download set, you can kiss my ass goodbye.